Okay, good morning everybody. Welcome back for another update. I don't know, we'll see. It's bright and early. I'm not normally an up before the sun type of guy. But, insomnia hit about 5:30 a.m. and figured may as well get up and start my day. So got a few things planned for the bus today. I'm heading down there right now, and we're gonna load up some tools and some parts, get the bus started, and we're going to take the bus home to work on today. We've got an unusual heat wave here in the Midwest for a couple of days, so it is going to be in the 80s, which is highly unusual for late October, but we're going to enjoy it. So plan is take the bus home, and today is going to be the day where I'm going to unbolt the seats from the bus and get those loose. And then after that is done, I'm going to be taking the pressure washer and cleaning underneath the bus in preparation for rust treatment, rust prevention. We're going to do a rubberized undercoat under there. And then I'm also going to degrease the engine bay today. So all of that stuff has to be done at home where I have water and more room to work. And I originally did not think that was going to get done yet this fall. I thought I was going to have to put that off till next spring, but we have this warm day, so we might as well take advantage of it. And the benefit to that is then I can do the rubberized undercoating underneath that bus before I start building things under the bus throughout this winter. So it turned out to be a good thing. And the other reason for getting the bus out and going today, one, I like to start it up at least once a week anyway, just to make sure everything starts, batteries are topped off, keep things loose and moving. But also I added some anti-gel treatment to the fuel tank last week when I was down at the shop. That bus still has Arizona fuel in it. I obviously didn't burn any bringing it home because it was towed home. And Arizona does not winterize their fuel for obvious reasons. And here in the Midwest, I need to do that. So I added the anti-gel to the fuel tank, and so I want to drive it around a little bit, get that mixed in, as well as get treated fuel, run through the lines and the pump and through the injectors. So I don't have to worry about problems with it gelling up and not starting on me this winter. So that is the agenda for today. I'm gonna put the camera down and pick you up once I get back to the shop, load up a few tools, and head for home. See you again here soon. Check-in. It's coming up on 7 o'clock now. The sun is just starting to peek over the horizon. Should be a pretty nice day. We've got the bus started up, aired up, and we are heading home. Alright, beautiful day outside. And this is the quick and dirty way to remove school bus seats all by yourself. I have the benefit of having a nice clean Arizona bus with no rust, rot, or corrosion underneath. So the way these seats come out is we just stick a vice grips this works better with two hands. Yep, right on there. And to save the amount of time I have to get up and underneath that bus, we'll do two at a time. There we go. And now we take my impact I have a swivel head on here because it's a little tight underneath there. This bus is 1.5-inch bolts. And we crawl underneath the bus, and we find where they are. It should be that one right there. And just like that. And if you're unlucky like me and it starts spinning, that means you probably lost your clamp. Yep. Okay, let's try this again. Take two. Alright, I'm going to put the vice grip on the top of the bolt. Grab the impact with swivel head, deep 1/2 inch. Crawl under the bus. Locate the bolt. Some are easier to get at than others. I'm not looking forward to the ones underneath the fuel tank. And then take cover. Now I come up here. I hang on to these. These are good for welding. Lift the bolt out. Drop it in a bucket. And start the process over again 100,000 times. Making progress. It's about 9:45. Doesn't look like it from in here, but we are. So this system is working pretty good. I'm up to doing 4 clamps at a time. That works out pretty well. So I've got these out, and then the last 2 rows here are right above my fuel tank. I can't reach those, so I'm gonna have to grind those out later. And then obviously the back 2 are completely out and stacked stacked down there in my front yard. So right now I'm focusing on, because I want to pressure wash and clean the undercarriage, I'm not worried about taking the seats fully out for right now and undoing the bolts on the chair rail. I'm just getting all the ones underneath here. Okay, just like that, the next 4 are set. Back outside. Safety first. I've got both a deep socket and a short one. I've been alternating depending on where they're at. I also have a manual ratchet here. Alright, so that's the last one I took out. There's the next one and the next one. So this center of the bus area is not too bad to work. It's back behind the axle and underneath the fuel tank, which was a nightmare. I was able to get that back set out, but I had to like literally reach above the fuel tank to get those out. And that was kind of a pain in the ass. So we're going to go and get my impact set. this out. And then the nuts tend to get jammed right into the socket. So I've got a drill bit that fits perfectly. So I just take that and pop them right out. Just like that. Then we start over again. Quick update if you can hear me over the pressure washer, but I got all the bolts undone from underneath the seat. Got the bus pulled in the driveway. It barely fits. And I've got this foaming engine degreaser, so I'm giving the engine a good coat here. And then the instructions say to let that sit for about 15 minutes, and then we'll start blasting this off. Okay, engine is now steam cleaned. It's looking pretty decent. Hopefully I'll be able to see if I still have an oil leak up in there. I think the front main is leaking a little bit, but now I should be able to see how bad. And while I was at it, I went underneath the whole bus with the pressure washer and cleaned all of the years of mud and muck and grime out of here. So it is now ready for undercoating. But first, lunch. All right, just took a dinner break and getting going again inside the bus. Finished pressure washing the underneath earlier. It's warm and breezy today, but it's not completely dry under there. And the whole point of undercoating is to rust prevent, and trapping water in between the metal and the rubberized undercoating would have the exact opposite effect what we want, keeping water out. So I'm going to hold off on doing the undercoating for now. Come back to that another day. That can be done down at my shop. The main thing that I wanted to get done today was the pressure washing anyway. So since today's probably the last nice day we're going to have for the year. But I'm working on finishing loosening the seats. Like I said, I got all the bolts on the aisle side undone earlier. I actually did unbolt them. If you have a Midwest rust bucket, like some of the party buses I've done in the past, about your only option is to just cut the heads off. And I'm still gonna have to do that for the last row I got out, but the two in front of that, so it'd be the second and third rows from the back, I'm gonna have to cut those off because those are bolted right above the fuel tank. I can't reach in there. I'd have to drop the fuel tank to take them out cleanly, so not gonna do that. And we'll just cut the heads off. But I'm working on unbolting these. These are a little bit nicer. Some of the ones I've done before have 3 bolts on the chair rail, one of which is usually kind of buried back in there a little bit, but this bus only has 2. There's 1 bolt right up front, and then there's another one in the back. So these are coming out pretty decent. I just have my impact with a 1/2-inch socket on it, and then a 1/2-inch wrench to put up on the nut below and come right out. But pro tip, start at the front and work your way back, because then you can easily reach the one in here, and then once you take this out, it's easier to get the one back here. You don't have to try to wedge yourself in this little space designed for an elementary school kid. So that's my pro tip. Makes it a lot easier. Start at the front, work your way back. I'm gonna put the camera down, get some tunes going again, and catch you again later. All right, pro tip number 2, use a swivel head on your impact. Makes it a lot easier to get at these. And pro tip number 3, wear a hazmat suit, because kids are disgusting. You will be surprised the stuff you find wedged in between these seats. Last clip for today. Getting ready to take the bus back to the shop, but all of the seats are loose except for these 2 back here. I got the rear end restacked with the tools I brought home. So we're gonna head back to the shop, unload all these seats into the back corner if I have the energy. We'll wait and see. It's been a long day. I'm already getting tired. But it was good timing because the battery on my portable speaker just gave out anyway, so it's good timing. Objective complete and then some. I didn't think I'd even get as far as I did with the seats today, but it's good to have them out. And kids are most definitely disgusting. Every time I gut a bus, I think this is the 6th or 7th one I've done now, maybe more, I've lost count. But every time I gut a bus, I'm reminded of that. In fact, the last time I tore seats apart to build a party bus, because we recycle the foam in those,
I found all sorts of crap like wedged into the seats. Apparently one of the seats had a tear at one point, and kids stuffed all kinds of garbage and crap in there. So, and then they recovered the seats. So that was kind of a disgusting find on the party bus, but these seats are in a little better shape. I didn't find anything inside of them so far, but there's definitely lots of gum and pencils and other substances. I don't even want to know what they are in those rails, but they're out now. I'm also very disappointed in Arizona children. My Midwest school buses, I usually find about $1 worth of loose change in the bus. This bus, I found 2 pennies. So Arizona kids are much more stingy with their pocket change than Midwest kids, let me tell you. Anyway, I'm going to close this up, take the bus back, get her parked, and come home and start editing this video and get her uploaded tonight. Hope everybody had a good weekend. Catch you next time.